What's the crack, lads? Welcome back to the Kansas City Royals franchise here on MLB The Show 23. I am DFG, and we are now in the off season of season 4 now, I think, as we finished 62 and 100. We want to make some moves to see if we can get to where the Astros got this year as they won the World Series. And with the retirements, Clayton Kershaw made his way into the Hall of Fame, and now we get to the off season, and we start with our free agents, and Jordan Hicks is the first man here who we're gonna exercise his option because he had a really good year as our closer. Lucas Sims is another reliever that we might keep around. I'm not quite sure if I will. 4.17, certainly an increase in his ERA, so something we might think about, someone we might get rid of. At the moment, I'm thinking about letting him go and then keeping Trevor Rosenthal, but not as a closer. So I'm going to keep Trevor for another year. He might end up being traded, but at the moment I want to keep him around, so we'll offer him a contract. And probably let Sims go because he didn't live up to the expectations that I thought he could reach. While Rafael Montero came in on a trade from Houston, and he's been really good for us this year. Last year's ERA wasn't great, but certainly someone I would want to take a look at down the line. But I want to get guys like Caden Wallace, young third baseman. He's got a team option, and so does Jonathan Bolin. I want to exercise his option as well. So there's two guys that we're keeping around. Tucker Bradley, he wasn't fantastic at the major league, so I think I'm going to decline his option. And then finally, it's Lou Ojeda, who has a team option that we're going to. Yeah, I think I'll probably keep Ojeda around. 25 years old, 68 overall, still pretty decent. So we'll exercise his option. Okay, going back to our other guys here. Noah Syndergaard is there. But I do want to bring back Ryan Yarbrough. Been here basically for the entire series. Never really done me wrong. Always been really good at eating a lot of innings. And another year for him is pretty good. AJ Pollock, James McCann, Randall Grichuk, all guys I've kind of thought about maybe letting go. Grichuk would be one of the only one of the three there that I would actually like to keep around. Andrew Heaney, we're going to try and keep him around. Maybe. I think I'd prefer Noah Syndergaard. He's done more for us. So I want to get him signed first, maybe, and then try Andrew. But I think if you leave out Andrew and just sign Noah, which is what I want to do anyway, is we could get someone in free agency who's better than Andrew Heaney. And as I said, we want to keep Rafael Montero around. We just wanted to get some of the other guys sorted out first. He's kind of had a up and down kind of career, but I do want to keep him around. He's done really well with us, and $5 million a year, it's a perfectly good offer, and pretty happy with what we've done here. I do want to. I'm more interested in letting Andrew Heaney test free agency and see who we can get. If there's another starting pitcher there that I would prefer. I was just looking here at Lucas Sims as well. Like, I just don't see him staying around being great for us. I think we have better other relievers we can keep. So kind of got everything done there. Now to arbitration. Brady Singer has been very up and down throughout this series. He is an 87 overall now, but I do want to give him that arbitration for this year. Don't make him an offer, but give him the arbitration, see where he ends up. Of course, MJ Melendez, I want to keep around for a long time. He's done pretty well. He wasn't fantastic last year, but he's getting to a point now where I think I want to play him in the outfield nearly every day. We'll just give him that 5-year offer for the time being, then go back to him. So Nick Prado now is next. Again, not someone who's actually played much in the MLB at the show yet for at the MLB levels, but I do want to keep him around. And Kyle Nelson is another guy who I am going to offer arbitration to, and give him probably 1.7. So We've offered arbitration to Singer, Prado, and Nelson. And now I want to go to MJ Melendez and fix that contract because I do think he'd be great, but I want to change the contract that I'm offering him, get it down to 3 years, and just let us give him around 9 million to see where he's at after those 3 years. So maybe around 9 million. Would that be good enough to be high in his interest? Yes, it will. So we'll give him that. Next up, we've got our minor leaguers to take care of. So we've got guys like Ben Kudrna. We've got guys like Asa Lacey. So I all want to, get all these things done. I'm going to try and do these quickly. So about going to try and get Ben Kudrna down for a long time because he's been really good since he's got to the major leagues. So if I can give him like 21 million, but maybe gonna have to give him a lot more given that his interest wasn't there. So we're gonna have to go 28th, at depth 28th. So yeah, that's pretty good. So now I'm just gonna cut to whoever we were signing. So Gilberto Urban's gonna get a year contract. Asa Lacey's not really been at the major league level that much, but he's going to get a contract as well. So maybe give him the 1 year, I think, and just give him the whatever he wants here. So we'll see. Maybe he gets to the major league level next year. Who knows? But he's certainly going to be kept around. Ezekiel Duran, I'm not sure if I want to keep him. He didn't do amazingly last year, but I'm not sure what we're going to have next year in terms of second base. So I wouldn't mind having some kind of backup plan and keeping Ezekiel Duran on the roster. Neville Nunez did not do well at the major league level, but I still think he can develop into a very good pitcher, even if it's just someone who can be our long reliever. I do want to keep him around. And Kelvin Sennett is also another one. He's done really poorly, but I still think he can develop and get to a point where he can become a major league player, and we're going to offer him a contract as well. Frank Mazzucato, he's obviously going to get one too. Not really, again, been at the major league level, but still want to keep him around. Connor Hollis, he's kind of a really good utility guy who's kind of done enough, pretty good defensively. So I think at the moment I'll just keep him on 1 year contracts, and whenever it comes to a point where he wants to, maybe move on or we trade him, we will. Gavin Cross is another guy, not really perform at the major league level, but I still think he can be something at the major leagues. Tom Dunlap's going to get a chance as well. He's probably maybe a year or two away. Samad Taylor, we'll keep him around as well. Gary Nixon will get a contract as he's our long reliever option at the moment, or at least one of them. Beck Way gets a contract. Juan Sandoval will get a contract. I don't know about Hudson Haskin, center fielder, but he is 27. He can still get to a level where he can play at the major leagues. Bobby Ostrander, yeah, well, I'll give him a contract as well. Aaron Schunk actually got to the major league level this year and did a really good job. His potential went up too, which is fantastic. So Shunk's going to get a contract here. I don't know how long I'm going to give it to him. Maybe get him to age 30 season. Give him a club option. Maybe platoon him because he is better against lefties. He did a really good job last year. 6 home runs, 304. Hopefully he can do better when he gets more bats. Cortez will get a contract. Sean Moreno will also get a contract. Kind of a catcher who never really did great, but someone who was really good defensively. Johan Hernandez, he'll get a contract. Richie Ritchie is someone who I want to keep around. A second baseman who could be the future for us, depending on what we want to do there, but he can certainly hit against righties. Diego Hernandez, yeah, he'll get a contract too. Owen Cassie, another guy who, can be in our minor league and maybe get a chance at a major league shot at some point. Eduardo Garcia is a shortstop. We have Bobby Witt Jr., so we'll keep him around for the minor leagues at least. Very good defender. Nick Lofton is a really good utility guy. And yeah, we'll keep him around too. He's not actually looking for a lot, so he's not terrible against a contact hitter. Forbes will get a contract. Bobby or Bobby Rain, I always call him Robbie Bain, will also get a contract because we don't really have. We have Jonah Loftus. He's next up for our closer. Carter Jensen will get a contract. Ray McLean, another closer, he'll get a contract. Logan Allen, another guy, 65 overall, he'll get a contract. Brian Park, a reliever, brought him in on as a trade. He's had some really good development over the last few years. He'll get a contract. Freddie Fermin, not been great, and with the low overall, so he won't get a contract. Nieves will get a contract. Strom will get a contract. Marmolejo will get a contract. Coronado, he'll get a contract as well. Josh Grant will get a contract. Third base, the future, hopefully. Though we do have Caden Wallace. William Chin will also get a contract. Lamont Littleton will also get a contract. A lot of these guys coming in through drafting and trades. So we've got a lot of low-rated players who are got high overall, so they can become something. So I do want to keep these guys around and see what they become. And maybe we can use them for trades, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think that there are a lot of players down in this range that we could use, and we'll get to the major league level. Now we move on to free agency, and my immediate attention goes to Kyle Tucker because right now we don't have many great outfielders. And he's probably one of my major targets is Kyle Tucker. Cedric Mullins is also there. He's another guy I could throw a contract at. Hell, we could throw contracts at both of them and see what we do. Dustin May, probably not where I'd want to go with starting pitcher. Michael Kopech is there right underneath him, though. I wouldn't mind bringing in Kopech. Dylan Cease is there. But I kind of, once I saw Michael Kopech was available, I'm more than interested to throw a contract his way. Now, we're not the most richest team in the world, but I wouldn't mind giving Kopech an offer here. Looking at Tucker, looking at Cedric Mullins. Now, whether we can get Cedric Mullins and Kyle Tucker and Kopech all under budget, I think is unlikely, but we'll have to wait and see. Second baseman, I talked about what we're going to do. And we do have Ezekiel Duran. Luis Rengifo and Cavan Biggio are here. So I could just platoon them and maybe give Ezekiel Duran time to progress in the minor leagues. Duran didn't do a great job last year. He did a fine, but if we could put Cavan Biggio against righties and then Rengifo against lefty, that would be really good. Hey, let's try it out. That's all you can really do. Maybe we get him, maybe we don't. We'll give him a good contract offer to make sure that he's like we're his favorite option. Same with Cavan Biggio. We'll throw a contract his way. Maybe he comes in, maybe he does. Maybe they do come in, maybe they don't. We'll see. I said about Kyle Tucker earlier, and he was a guy who really kind of was the first guy I saw that kind of made me say, okay, let's actually get this guy. I'll give him $25 million to start. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford that, but he's not a big deal if we don't. Cedric Mullins is next. I want to throw an offer his way as well, though I think we are getting low on our budget. But I will throw him an offer that will make him happy, and see if he'll come to Kansas City. I want a backup catcher as well. Christian Betancourt is the guy I'm going to take. It's going to pick. Good against lefties as well. Got some contact and very good defensively. That's really kind of what I want. Can hit enough to the point where he's all right. So 2 signings there, Smith and Williams, as we kind of re-signed most of our youngsters here early on. So no signings, no big signings as of yet. Just re-signing the guys that we have. Was looking briefly here at a trade for Tyler Freeman because I have Caden Wallace now, and I think he's going to be a better third baseman. And they've offered the Mariners have offered me Reynaldo Lopez, a relief pitcher who's done a pretty good job, and I wouldn't mind bringing him in because we don't need to get Lucas Sims then. So Cavan Biggio did sign. We got our first big signing, and we continue to get more re-signings of our younger players as well. There's Michael Kopech as well. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get Tucker or Mullins now because we've signed Biggio, we've signed Kopech. So there's Cease as well. He's gone to the Padres. A few more re-signings. Dustin May has gone to the Mariners. So I think now we kind of pull out of the Cedric Mullins and Kyle Tucker sweepstakes and see who else we can get. But I'm not sure who to go for here. I like Kyle Schwarber, and I'm going to throw him an offer here because we've only got 13 or so million to work with here, so I'm going to throw an offer his way. Bethencourt and Schwarber both have signed 1-year contracts, so that's great. I've also got Mitch Haniger here. I think Schwarber is a better option, but I'm going to give Mitch Haniger a real low offer here. I was also looking at trades for Trevor Rosenthal. I did sign him, but now I see Rick Davis, and he's a youngster, see potential, not amazing by any stretch of the imagination. Kevin Alcantara is there as well, and the Cubs have a bunch of really good young outfielders that they can keep around. So it's not like I'm taking a massively great prospect off them, and they want that they're not going to get Trevor Rosenthal. Is great. I think he will be their starting closer next year. But I do want to get him. We'll give him Dylan Strum as well, where he's not going to reach the majors with who we have in front of him, and that deal is done. Kind of absolutely flying through it at the moment. Got some more signings here. So TJ Sakima and Bobby Ostrander were waived, and both guys were picked up. But I'm not really bothered by either of those either. So going back into the offseason here, Mitch Haniger was a guy who I went for originally, but now Joey Meneses is only 1 overall, less than he's 2 years younger. So I want to give Joey Meneses the contract and withdraw from Mitch Haniger. So I have Joey Meneses at right field, Schwarber at left field. That I think works for me. So now we're kind of just going through some of the lower guys to fill up our minor leagues. And you can kind of slow down the video here and see who we're picking up. Most of the guys that actually were on the team already. I think Tanaj Thompson was there already. Don't quote me on that though. Gene McDonough gets a contract. Blake Hunt gets a contract. All these guys are minor leaguers, so it's not really that big a deal. Just gonna fly through them here. So we did get Luis Hengifo as well. That didn't come through, but we now have 3 second basemen who can play at the major league level, so I'm really happy about that. JT Real Muto, he's gone to the Rangers. And we will draft number 6 in next year's draft. Kyle Tucker ended up going to the Diamondbacks. And now we have the Rule 5 draft. Nothing really to do with us. We have a full roster. I wasn't really looking at anybody to come in via the Rule 5 draft, so it's not that big a deal. But, some teams did pick up some players here. Joey Meneses also signed as well, so we've got our right fielder. Tyler Mahle signed with the White Sox as well. He's going to be someone we're going to have to deal with, but there's Vladimir Guerrero. He's gone to the Pirates. Cedric Mullins goes to the Brewers, so we're going to have to deal with him. It seems that we didn't get him. Cardinals take Zach Gallen. So now we're getting to arbitration. Mitch Haniger ends up going to the Diamondbacks as well. And there's Bichette going to the Pirates. Cortez goes to the Twins. Singer got his offer granted, and so did Nelson and Prado. But that's all we have time for. Really want to speed through the off season here as we go on to spring training, which will be in the next video. We'll see you in that one, guys. Peace out. Have a great day. And we'll have more Kansas City Royals baseball coming up. Flew through that off season. Want to get on and get to the new season. And that'll start in the next video.